Welcome to Next Possession Podcast.
I'm Troy,
Alongside Corey,
and we're breaking down college football, college basketball, every game, every debate, every possession. Let's get into it. Today we have a very special guest, AJ Moye.
Hey, how you guys doing, man? I'm thrilled to be here with you. It's a little tidbit. It's kind of funny because your father's always been a great friend of mine, and this is real cool, man. Getting on here and talking about what we will talk about, which I don't know what it is. Yeah.
So the first question I have for you is, when you think back to that Indiana Final Four run, what's a moment that fans didn't see on TV that defined that team?
Oh man, we had countless moments. I think the whole season. I remember early in the season we lost to Southern Illinois at Southern Illinois. And I remember I was telling one of the coaches, it might even have been Coach Davis. I said, hey, that team's going to be in the second weekend. And coach was just mad because we lost to Southern Illinois, and he was just going off on a rant and rave. And he was, he was losing his stuff on a couple of us. But, man, that was stuck with me. I remember we lost to Butler on a last-second shot. Where the Pacers Arena was, I don't know. It was probably 3 names ago. It was probably right after Market Square Arena, whatever it was called then. And then I remember when we lost at Illinois. It was on the road, but it was a tough game. We lost right at the end. And Fife brought me to the side and he said, Fish. Fife calls me Fish. I have no reason why. He says, Fish, you're one of us now. We're gonna go far. I'm telling you, we're gonna go far. And I remember when the chant first started. The chant first started that year. A lot of people don't know it, but it was the Iowa game in the Big Ten tournament. And so my freshman year, we got all the way to the championship game of the Big Ten tournament. And then we were playing Iowa. We were playing Iowa like in the semifinal of the Big Ten tournament. And I'm still mad today. If you go back and watch that film, you'll see the clock stops on 3.6 seconds for like 3 or 4 seconds. It was crazy. And the record ends up hitting the runner at the end. What happened was I checked into the game. I think I took a charge. I made a layup. I got a steal. I hit a 3. And then someone started the AJ Moye chant. And it was like, I want to say it was like 3 dudes. They were sitting up at the top. And the top was empty then because the game's like at 1 or 2 p.m. And they start doing this AJ Moye chant. And they were doing it for like maybe 2 minutes. And then one side of the gym started and then another side, then another side, and then after a while, the whole gym was doing it. And I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." But man, there were so many moments. I remember Coach John Treelor. A lot of people don't know it, but man, he was kind of like our rock throughout that whole tournament. Like Coach would give us the game plan, and John Treelor would always have a sidebar. I remember one sidebar was he showed us it was probably we were like 12-8, maybe 11-7. And then he showed us the Chicago Bulls playing defense, the 96 Bulls. And it was like a 7-minute clip. And I'm talking, they were getting after it. I'm talking Pippen getting after it, Jordan getting after it, Rodman getting after it. But then, I mean, you see Judd Bushler breaking his neck, Winnington, you see everybody, right? And that kind of set something for us. And I remember before we played Duke, Coach Treelor put on the Buster Douglas Mike Tyson fight. And he was saying how the whole world said Buster Douglas was going to lose to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson hadn't lost yet. And then he showed us like Buster Douglas's look on his face, like in the 3rd or 4th round. It was probably rounds before he knocked Tyson out, but they were just boxing, and Buster Douglas had this face like I'm gonna kill you on his face, right? And he said, he paused it. He said, look at his eyes. There's no way in the hell that guy's gonna lose with Mike Tyson. And he said, and tomorrow, when you guys get out there on the floor, I want to be able to look you guys in the eyes and know there's no way in the hell we're gonna lose a Duke. And so, yeah, man, it was good times, man. Good times.
staying along the lines of like defense, you were known as one of the most intense defenders in college basketball. Do you think defense is more about skill or mindset?
You know what? It's tricky because defense. I mean, number one, I think the predominant thing is you have to have the mindset that I'm going to defend, and I don't know where that mindset comes from. I know with me, it came from I'm from the South. I'm a Southern guy, and
Atlanta.
Southern people. Southern people in the South, man, we not just giving up our cornbread, man. You're gonna have to fight me for this cornbread, right? I got a little bit of that Southern tenacity in me. Defense is very much has to do with your tenacity, your stick to itiveness in a way, and you having some resilience. But I think after you have that, the next thing to do is study people. And so I got great on defense just by asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, being around Willie Anderson and Daryl Armstrong as a young kid. I remember being around a lot of like great players, and I'd ask them questions. They'd give me feedback. And I remember one time I saw an interview with Dennis Rodman, and they'd say like, Dennis, why do you stay after and watch your team shoot, right? And he's like, well, I'm just reading and seeing how the ball comes off the rim, so I know. All right, this guy shoots, I need to be here. He shoots, I need to be there. And so it's just, man, defense is just a will and it's a want. And at the end of the day, defense wins, man. So that's my thing, man. I always enjoy winning. That's the name of the game for me.
That leads me to my next question of who was the toughest player you ever had to guard in college?
Like I got three very tough ones, man, maybe four. I think the first one was Dwayne Wade. I guarded him. We played Marquette. I think we lost to Marquette in overtime, maybe double overtime. I'm not sure, or maybe it was right at the end. But it went down to the wire. But I remember we played them like our second game of the year. And I remember because we were in the Great Alaska Shootout, we played Alaska Anchorage. We beat them by like 60. I stay there. Everyone goes back to the hotel. I stay and Coach Davis stayed. And I'm like, I want to see who we're playing tomorrow. Marquette was playing Tennessee. Tennessee was like top 5 in the country. And Marquette was like, little known. But I knew Dwayne Wade from AAU and coming up, we're in the same class. And then I watched that game. He had 30 points, 12 rebounds, and maybe 6 or 8 assists. And that's his first college game. And coach is like, Moye, who he remind you of? I said, man, he like a 6'4" Jordan. And coach is like, what are you talking about? This. I said, coach, man. I said, coach, he's like, you got him. I said, coach, man, I'm gonna need some help. I said, I'm gonna need some help. He said, no, you got him. And overall, man, I think I did pretty good. He was like, I want to say like 6 for 22 or something, 6 for 21, 6 for 18 maybe. But he got to the line. He was like 14 to 17 at the line. So, I couldn't. That dude almost fouled me out. I think he might have fouled me out. But so Dwayne Wade's one. Chris Paul, man, he gave me the worst tail whooping I ever got in my life. I've never lost a game by 30 points. And Chris Paul pretty much did it. Like, it was halftime. At halftime, he had about 12 points, 7 assists, 5 steals. I think he finished with like 16, 8, and 6, and 6. And that joker was feisty, man. That little guy hit me below the belt, man. Because I kind of hit him. I kind of drilled him on the screen. And I kind of gave him a little extra at the end of it, a little forearm shiver. Man, I come down. 3 plays later, that joker hits me. I'm like, ooh. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I like him. The other one's Darren Williams, man. Darren Williams is such a killer, man. So with Illinois, the thing that used to make me so mad with those guys, especially the Darren Williams games. Now, I did beat him maybe 1 or 2 times, but he got me most of the time is because we would be winning the game, right? Because Darren Williams, hey, the first 35 minutes of a game in college, the first 34 minutes of a game, he's just setting the table for everyone else. He's running the plays. He's making sure everyone gets their shots. He's making sure the ball, he's making sure he gets it out to D Brown in transition. He's making sure he's hitting Luther Head coming off these down screens on these rub screen actions. And then, he's hitting Roger Powell at the top of the key for 3. He's hitting Roger Powell when he drives and Roger streaks in and dunks it. Man, he's hitting James Augustine on screen and rolls, on post-ups, quick duck-ins, right? And then those last 5 minutes of the game, man, Darren Williams gets 12 to 14 points. He get his average the last 5 minutes of the game. And that used to be the scariest thing with me because you just never know. And then the last guy I'd say was Devin Harris at Wisconsin. Man, he put me on front of the USA Today sports section my senior year, man. He went baseline. See, for all those people I do block, right? But Devin Harris, he crammed it on me. I thought I had to block, but I did not. But Devin Harris is a great, great player too as well. So I think out of those, I think every last one of those guys was NBA All-Stars. So it's not too bad.
No, not at all. What was it like being recruited by Bobby Knight. And what do you remember about those conversations?
Oh man, Coach Knight, man. Coach Knight, number one. To me, man, I guess I'm rather old school a bit. And by rather old school, I'm just talking about my belief system and my character and the things that I value and I hold near and dear to my heart. Like I still hold hard work to my heart. Like I still I'm the first person in school every day. I get here 5:15 to 5:30 every morning. I work out by myself for 30 minutes and then I work out. Then I'm just there in the gym for like 30 minutes afterwards, right? And so it's still what I do. And Coach Knight, man, he understood that about me, and he loved that about me. And so, man, me and Coach Knight, we'd had conversations talking about. But I remember one time he's just telling me about the many different angles I can take to the hoop. And he said, "You got your paper out?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you can go this way, you can go that way, you can go this way." And he's just super cool. And so, man, with me and him, we really loved basketball. We really connected over basketball. And I wanted to be pushed. I admire people who can push me, and I admire people who can kind of just demand the best from me. My biggest regret in life, man, is probably that I didn't get to play for Coach Knight. You know what I mean? And I'm so happy I chose Indiana because of Coach Knight. I would have played. Like I would have played for him anywhere, man. It could have been a little strip in the middle of the Atlantic or Pacific or Indian Ocean, and I'd have went there and played on that little strip for Coach Knight, just because I just really enjoyed who he was, the honesty in him. You know what I mean? Being a top rated kid, you get so many people. Hey, I'm gonna give you this. I'll give you that. Come here. You'll get to do this. And Coach Knight told my mother, he said, "Listen, I can guarantee you this. He will leave educated. He'll leave with a degree. And if he comes, I believe we have a chance to win the championship every year." Right. And so my mom just looks at me and my mom's like, so basically my mom was like, "You're going to Indiana." But no, I loved Coach Knight. I love Coach Knight. Still love his family. Shoot, I was talking to Pat, man, maybe a couple weeks ago. So yeah, man, I'm very grateful for Coach Knight. He gave me my introduction into college basketball and helped me further this basketball thing on out. So I'm very grateful for it.
And then, along lines of March Madness, your block on Carlos Boozer during that magical run to the championship game is arguably one of the top 5 moments in Indiana basketball history. Can you walk us through that moment from your perspective?
Oh man, yeah. Well, just from my perspective, man, like, hey, let's talk about like my teammates for one. You know what I mean? All the guys stepped up, man. Especially a big shout out to Jared Odell because he came out after halftime, and man, I think he might have scored our first 10 points or something like that, and really ignited us. And then collectively, defensively, we stuck to our game plan, and then it was starting to work. We started to see the tides turn, and so we had whittled the lead down to maybe 2 or 3 for them, right? And man, we were just scrambling, 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 and so the ball probably navigated 3 to 4 times side to side, and I saw Fife down there trying to fight with Boozer. And so my thing was, if they throw it into Carlos, my mentality was, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna tear his head off. So I was going down there to straight annihilate the guy and like, hey, go to the line. You know what I mean? And so when I went to jump, I jumped as high as I could because I'm thinking, look, he's turning around to dunk this thing. I at least got to be up there when I go to foul him. And the thing, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what happened. Maybe I got some angels watching over me. It's like something just did me like that, and I just went up higher. I said, "Oh, I might as well block it since I'm up here." And then, I blocked it, and the rest is history. Good IU history.
Uh-huh. Great IU history. What's one habit you had as a college athlete that young players today completely overlook?
There's a lot of them. I think the main one that I have that a lot of them overlook. Look, I'm gonna get technical, but getting the ball and being in triple threat, right? Catching the ball, being in triple threat. I'm not even sure if triple threat is even stressed as much as it needs to be. But I always got the ball, and I tell my players now, and I demonstrate for kids now. But I had it, and I had it, hip to hip, and I'm down and I'm low, and my legs are engaged, and I'm ready to either, shoot, pass, dribble. And I think that's a key. And the next thing I would say is moving without the basketball. I think everyone dribbles so much nowadays. You know what I mean? It's a lot of dribbling in the game nowadays in some areas, right? I watched Duke play the other night, and then I watched Duke when they destroyed Notre Dame, and then I watched UConn last night do their thing against Georgetown, the women on the women's side, right? And it's beautiful, both of those teams, because they have the talent, they have amazing players, but they snap the ball. So the good teams, they move the ball around, and that's all about knowing how to cut. Balls driven towards you, you either cut baseline or you flatten out. Balls driven away from you, you're either trailing behind the ball, or if the ball gets low, you can cut. So just moving the movement, and then the last thing I'd love to see is just really see some defense. I mean, guys don't defend anymore. I mean, I was watching I hate to say it, but I was watching Indiana versus Northwestern today, right? Because I just break film down like I'm playing and I'm not. I break film down like I'm coaching and I'm not in college anymore anyway. It's like, man, I was looking at some of the defensive breakdowns that IU was having, and I'm like, this is just simple stuff. Like when they go to do that little split screen action, it's simple. Like, man, the inside low man, you stay inside, uh, the man outside trail and you're good. And you could trail him until he gets to the low man. The low man get it, the other man switch, and it's good. But we're getting lost on the scrambles. I'm seeing situations where you have a guy at the nail and you have a guy at the hole, right? All right, so the guy at the hole is there and he's there covering it up. And then the guy at the nail, he's just hugging a man instead of being the guy to take the first pass out when it gets kicked out on the weak side, right? And it's just simple things like that. I'm like, wow, man, how much do you practice that? Because it can be developed easily through drill work, right? And so, I think we spent a lot of time on our offensive package, our offensive skill work that a lot of people really overlook the defensive work. And when you look at it, like, say, for example, look at the champions. So we look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Most of those guys are defenders. Jalen Williams is an elite defender. Lou Dortz is an elite defender. I mean, all the guys that come out the bitch, Holmgren is a defender. Defender. It's just defenders all over the place. Isaiah Joe, all the people coming off the bench, defenders, right? And I think sometimes that gets lost in nowadays ball. So that'll be it. Those are my things.
What are your thoughts on Houston this year? Because they remind me of a defensive team there.
Oh my, so defensive minded.
Oh, you talking about Houston, the Cougars?
Yeah.
Kelvin Sampson?
Yeah.
Oh man, look, Kelvin. Hey, listen, you guys. If you guys don't know about Coach Sampson now, Coach Sampson, I love Coach Sampson. Shoot, I played against Coach Sampson in the Final Four. Right? Coach Sampson coaches the same way he's always coached, man. Coach Sampson coaches hard. Coach Sampson coaches defense. One thing Coach Sampson does, and he still does it, and he did it back when I was there, he puts that bubble on the rim, and it's just rebounding. And we're going to practice rebounding, and we're going to work on rebounding. And I mean, they help. They help the helper. The helper gets beat. Someone's stepping up, taking him, and someone's helping the helper. And if that ball gets kicked, someone's flying across the court, and they're already flying before the ball's thrown, right? So I think with him, it's a mentality thing, and with him, you're not going to play unless you buy in on the defensive side. So yeah, man, Houston definitely has a chance every single year because of Coach Sampson's innate ability and his unbelievable toughness, his unbelievable amount of grit, and his unbelievable amount of passion for the game of basketball. So yeah, man, I love seeing Coach Sampson's teams play and compete.
What was it like to get a chance to work with Kobe Bryant in the Mamba Academy?
Oh man, that was one of the highlights of my life, man. If not the highlight, but it was definitely a top three moment, right? So dude, look, you see it up there. That's Kobe right there. Me and Kobe right there, right? And I just it was one of the most humbling moments of my life because number one, Kobe remembered me because I met Kobe when I was 13, and I remember him saying, "If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will." And I went home and wrote it on a piece of paper, and I showed him that piece of paper as I got older, right? But it's humbling, and he was so cool, man. We talk about anything. I mean, we talk about Orlando Blackman. We talk about the most remote and bizarre things. John Bagley on his jump shot. So he was just a basketball savant. But the thing about him too, he was so cool, and it was so refreshing. And he would always kind of peek and kind of kind of get my ear and get me looking at situations in different lights and from different perspectives. He's a master of perspective, man. He's a master of it. And the thing I loved about him, it was like he never saw a problem. He just always saw an opportunity to get better at something, right? And so I miss him dearly. I remember the day it happened. I was actually at the gym with my little daughter because he said, "Hey, man, I want to see your daughter today." Because I worked out his team on occasion. Worked out Gigi and them all the time. Love Gigi. Gigi was so talented, so talented. His daughter was so unbelievably talented. To be 12, like unbelievably talented. And I was talking to him on the phone, maybe a matter of 10, 12 minutes before, right? And I was there, and then one of his good business partners, good friends, come up to me, and he's like, and he's just white as a ghost, and I'm like, I said, what happened? And he's like, and then how he looked at me, I knew what he was saying, but then I said, no, I said Gigi wasn't with him, and he was like, yeah. And then from then, man, I blacked out, man. I was crying for like maybe 4 or 5 days. I didn't work, I didn't do anything. And that's one of the ones in your life, man. It's just a what if. But he did so much. He meant so much to so many different people. He stood for so much. People could never imagine or quantify like the amount of work he's done for the homeless, for kids, for women's basketball. I mean, he's the reason why, man. He got me working with so many of the great women basketball players, and then he inspired me to develop so many great women's basketball players, and I'm still doing it now. And even now, I coach women now. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm carrying that on for him. You know, I named my son when I had my son. My son's middle name is Kobe. So yeah.
Wow, that's great. Well, now, obviously, now in college basketball, like loyalty is a big issue with all the NIL and everything. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think it's hurting college basketball or helping it as a whole?
That's you know what I mean. I hate to be a little kid. That's one of these, right? One of these,
Yeah.
one of these. But no, it's. I mean, it's a question where I mean it's a twofold question. It's a question on both sides, man. It's good and bad to it, but I think the good to it is that, man, like at the end of the day, man, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like they got a $75 million practice facility because of what we did when we went to the Final Four. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Hmm.
to say they can have that, and then my coach has a new BMW every month. You know what I mean? And I'm eating ramen
Yeah.
noodles, and I'm catching 3 buses to get to school, and you know what I mean? And sometimes
Hmm.
I'm eating sleep, you know what I mean? So it's like it's good from that standpoint that kids are compensated. The thing I love too is like now most schools and most colleges are providing those athletes with financial literacy and just informing them about, what to do with your taxes. Hey, how to wisely spend your money, how to wisely invest your money. So I can appreciate that. But the thing that makes it wild, wild west now is just the thing that I don't like is the guys coming back to college, the pros who are petitioning to
I
get
agree.
back in college, the guys who've been in college 6, 7 years. I mean, I seen a 28-year-old play the other night. I mean, it's very every
Yes.
I
game,
know.
every game nowadays, and about 80% of the games nowadays is not 90% of the games. You probably have 3 to 5 guys out there who are 24 plus years old. Man, go
Yeah.
get it. Go get a real job.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy for those kids. But the thing that I wish they would extend it back. I saw where they said something about it was some trust thing that was settled, and they said they would pay the guys in 2012. I'm like, well, what about 2000? Probably made me some millions. Other than that, man, I'm happy, man, because it's like even now, right at my high school, we got a couple of kids right now who are getting one's already getting high end money, and both of them probably will get more high endish money. You know what I mean? It's definitely
Hmm.
something the kids deserve. Because nowadays, college basketball is totally dove headfirst into all the different economic realms. And so, if the coaches are benefiting from it and the universities benefiting from it, I only find it natural that the players should as well.
Okay, and to end this question out, we're gonna have you're building the best starting five possible using current college players. You're the coach. Who are you taking and why?
All right. Do I? How many players do I get? 6, 7? How many? 5. All right. Point guard. My point guard will be Braden Smith. I know people are gonna hate me, but it would be Braden Smith. I love the way Braden plays. Braden's father is actually one of my good friends. Met him way back, but love Braden, love how he plays, love how he defends, love how much he cares about winning and how he sets the table for others. It kid's over 1,000 career assists. My goodness. My two guard, man, that's a tough one. But again, my two guard right now in college, right now, it might be Braylon Mullins. And again,
Ooh.
Braylon's one of my good friends. His dad is one of my. So me and his dad went to IUP, right? So me and his dad, we used to work out together and play together. So I've known Braylon for a while. I remember telling him back when he was a sophomore, I used to call him the one. He's like, man, why you call him the one? And I just tell his dad, man, he's the best shooting guard in the country. You'll see. And then, he ended up becoming that. And I just love Braylon's feel for the game. Braylon's almost 6'6" now. He's athletic. Bar none, he might be the best shooter in the country. So I like him. At my small forward, now this is where it's going to get tricky. Small forward. Small forward. You know what? Man, small forward. Let me see. Small. I know he's playing the 4 right now, but I put him at the 3. He's Caleb Wilson at UNC.
Ooh.
I love Caleb. And again, now Caleb, see, now if you're gonna notice something, so Caleb is trained by my best friend, and my best friend played AAU with me coming up, and my best friend, he went to UConn, I went to IU, faced against each other since we were 5 years old, all the way through high school, played AAU together, won 3 AAU national championships. And so I've been knowing Caleb and seeing Caleb develop since he was like 12, 13. And Caleb, man, he's special, man. He's special. Power forward is no brainer as Boozer for obvious reasons. I think Boozer might be one of the best college players I've ever seen. And I'm just being honest.
I completely agree.
He's polished. There's nothing he can't do on the basketball court. And he plays with a level of ferocity and fierceness, and he's very intentful, and everything he does is impactful. And he rebounds like his life depends on it. So really love that kid. And at my center, man, I'm going. Oh man, I can't do that. I'll be wrong. I was about to put another Boilermaker on there. I can't do that.
It's too many. It's too many.
Too many. One is too many.
I agree.
Hey, man, at the 5. See, I'm really putting some good thought into this. At the 5, man, at the 5, I'll do this. I'll put Jefferson on Iowa State as my 5. Now he's like a 4. Have you seen Jeff? He's amazing. He's like 6'9", 260, and handle it, pass it, move it, do everything. So yeah, I'm going Jefferson. So man, we may be a little bit smaller, but we're 6'10", 6'9", 6'9". Yeah, I like it. I'm going Jefferson from Iowa State.
You got a physical team
Honestly,
with you.
I'm shocked no Devansta. What are your thoughts on Devansta?
I like him. And as far as him being a pro, he's a no-brainer. But when it comes to like winning championships,
Yes, you're right.
he don't win them. He don't. Like, he wins them, on Team USA. Yeah, you got Cole Pete, you got Boozer, you got all these other people out there helping you. But, like, when you just talk about the Bansa on a regular team, he loves scoring so much that it's like some of the shots he shoots are like, they're not good.
Yeah.
But his talent is amazing. Like, I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying he's not skilled. I'm not saying he doesn't work hard. He works hard. Actually, like, it's the Bansa and Boozer that I love the most because of how hard they work. They don't miss practices. They don't miss games. They don't miss anything. That Peterson fella, he scares me. So, good luck to
exactly what I
whoever.
was going to ask you about.
Yeah, good luck to whoever does that one, man. Like, I think he could be great, but I always get a little worried when I see guys who go to like a lot of different schools. That Devansa did that a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of that, man. Stick with where you're at, win where you're at. That's why I like Boozer so much, man. I think that boy won 3 state titles, maybe Yeah, 3 or 4 state
Columbus.
titles, and then he won a national title, and he was National Player of the Year 2 times. It's no joke, man. Like he's for real, man. Like he's just say to me, I think he'll probably be an all-star maybe 10 times, and if he wins a championship, he may be an MVP. So I mean, he's a phenomenal player, and shoot, man, like I like everybody on that team. But yeah, man, we're on the way back, man. We're on the way back. We're on the way up.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough Northwestern game to watch.
Yeah, I was torn because I got a guy, and then that's my team. So I still had the jersey on, man. But it was a tough one, definitely.
At least we got it back in football this year.
Oh man, that's amazing. Now, I mean, that's the amazing thing. Now it's like now and the thing that's it's just I mean, it's so humbling. The fact that the last undefeated football team and the last undefeated basketball team are both from IU. How great is that? It's pretty great.
Awesome.
It's awesome. It's a great time to be a Hoosier. Great
time to be a Hoosier. Yeah, great time.
Well, we appreciate you coming on to the
Yes.
podcast week. Thank you again. But if anything else you want to say,
Now, the only thing I want to say is, man, love God, be at peace, keep smiling. That's it.
Great.
all right. Thank you
See
very
you
much.
guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.